start the second half of this SLO post-assessment, the content. So we're flipping ahead. I believe we're on page 9, starting on number 22. So page 9, number 22. The table shows the pH in reaction to litmus of 4 body fluids. Body fluid, pH, red litmus paper, blue litmus paper. Blood, 7.4. Turns blue, no change. Bile, 8.2. Turns blue, no change. Saliva, 6.8. No change. Turns red. Gastric juice, 1.8. No change. Turns red. This data indicates that gastric juice is A, very acidic, B, very basic, C, positively charged, or D, negatively charged. The data indicates that gastric juice is what? Number 23. In comparison of metals to nonmetals, metals tend to have A, lower melting points and greater conductivity than nonmetals, B, lower conductivity and lower density than nonmetals, C, higher density and lower melting points than nonmetals, or D, greater conductivity and higher melting points than nonmetals. In comparison of metals to nonmetals, metals tend to have what? Number 24. Which of the following word pairs correctly completes the sentence below? Blank are corrosive substances characterized as having strong smell, a sour taste, and a blank. Is that base, pH less than 7, B, base, pH greater than 7, C, acids, pH greater than 7, or D, acid, with a pH less than 7. Blank are corrosive substances characterized as having a strong smell, a sour taste, and a blank. Number 25. A student predicts that gold, AU, has a higher density than lead, PB. She places a sample of each element on a balance scale. Which variable does the student need to control to test her hypothesis? A, the length of the sample. B, the shape of the sample. C, the temperature of the sample. D, the volume of the sample. Which variable does the student need to control to test her hypothesis? Moving on to number 26. Looking at the diagram there, you have trophic levels, energy percents, 0.1%, 1%, 10%, and 100%. When an organism from a trophic level of a food chain is eaten by an organism at the next level up the chain, an average of about 10% of energy from the first organism is available for use by the next organism. Where does the other 90% go at each level? A, no one knows where most of the energy goes. B, it is left as waste on the ground. C, it is destroyed when the organism is eaten. Or D, it is used up by the previous organism or lost as heat. Where does the other 90% go at the next level? Number 27. The picture shows an exchange of gases between plants and animals. What gas is most likely represented by the arrow labeled X? So look at the arrow labeled X. Is that gas A, carbon dioxide, B, hydrogen, C, nitrogen, or D, oxygen? Which gas is most likely represented by the arrow labeled X? Number 28. An ecosystem in Yellowstone National Park includes populations of coyotes, elk, deer, foxes, gray wolves, hawks, rabbits, mice, and grasses. The table below lists these populations and their diet. Yellowstone National Park ecosystem. Population, diet, coyotes, deer, elk, foxes, mice, rabbits. Elk, grasses, deer, grasses, foxes, grasses. I'm sorry, foxes, mice and rabbits. Gray wolves, deer, elk, foxes, mice, rabbits. Hawks, mice, rabbits. Rabbits, grasses. Mice, grasses. Grasses, nothing. In your answer document, A, draw a food web that indicates all the populations listed in the table. B, suppose that the gray wolves are eliminated from Yellowstone National Park. Predict how the change in the wolf population would initially affect one of the consumers in your food web. Use evidence to justify your prediction. Number 29. Medical researchers are developing a wireless blood pressure monitor system for use in hospitals. This system allows nurses to measure the patient's blood pressure without awakening the patient. Which is the intended benefit of this technology? A, patients will not be disturbed. B, patients will have to take fewer medications. C, patients can experience pain relief. Or D, patients can avoid having surgery. Which is the intended benefit of this technology? Moving on to number 30. In the example below, a golf ball has just been hit by a putter. Immediately after the golf ball is hit by the putter, the ball has 12 units of mechanical energy. Seconds later, after the ball has rolled several meters through the grass, its mechanical energy has dropped to 4 units due to friction with the grass and air. The amount of mechanical energy lost by the golf ball is blank, the amount of heat energy gained by the ball. Grass and air molecules due to friction. Is that less than A, B unrelated to, C equal to, or D greater than? And again, the amount of mechanical energy lost by the golf ball is blank, the amount of heat energy gained by the ball, grass, and air molecules due to friction. Number 31. A student wants to identify a mineral based on the flowchart below. The mineral was yellow and odorless. The student scratches the mineral with a steel knife and a penny, but not with a fingernail. Mineral flowchart. Yellow, yes. Odor, yes. Sulfur, no. Scratch by steel knife, no. Quartz, yes. Scratch by a penny, yes. Gold, no. Scratch by fingernail, yes. Halite. Based on the flowchart, which mineral could the student have been observing? A. Sulfur, B. Quartz, C. Gold, or D. Halite? Number 32. The picture below shows the movement of the Gulf Stream current. The Gulf Stream is a current that carries water north along the eastern coast of the United States. Which of the following describes the flow of the water in the Gulf Stream? A. Warm water is carried to cooler parts of the ocean. B. Cooler water is carried to warmer parts of the ocean. C. Cool water follows a path to join other cool water. D. Warm water follows a path to join other warm water. Number 33. Which of these is the best reason to use a renewable energy source instead of relying on fossil fuels? A. Fossil fuels can be solid, liquid, or gas. B. Fossil fuels power many different devices. C. Fossil fuels form naturally on Earth. Or D. Fossil fuels create many kinds of pollution. Which of these is the best reason to use a renewable energy source instead of relying on fossil fuels? Moving on to 34. Looking at the thing here, we have the sun, 1. Plants use light energy to make sugars. Dead plants are decompressed to make coal. Coal. 2. Coal is burned and steam is produced. Coal furnace. 3. Steam turns a turbine. Turbine. 4. The turbine is connected to generators that make electricity. Power lines. 5. Between steps 3 and 4, the heat energy in the steam is converted to what? A. Electrical energy. B. Heat energy. C. Transitional energy. Or D. Mechanical energy. Between steps 3 and 4, the heat energy in the steam is converted to what? Number 35. In 7th grade science, we study energy conservation. In your answer document, write an example of energy conservation and explain your example. Number 36. At which point on the roller coaster will the car have the greatest amount of kinetic energy? A. W. B. X. C. Y. D. Z. At which part on the roller coaster will the car have the greatest amount of kinetic energy? Number 37. A little dark, it's okay. A student divides several cubes into 2 groups based on whether or not each cube can float in water. What property is the student using to classify the cubes? A. Weight. B. Density. C. Conductivity. Or D. Mass. What property is the student using to classify the cubes? Number 38. Which diagram models water changes from a solid to a liquid state? Which diagram models water changing from a solid to a liquid state? A. Added heat energy. B. Lost heat energy. C. Added heat energy. Or D. Lost heat energy. Moving on to number 39. Ryan is testing 2 types of light bulbs to see how efficiently they use energy. One is a standard incandescent light bulb, and one is a compact fluorescent bulb. Ryan turns both bulbs on and finds that after an hour, the incandescent bulb is too hot to touch, while the compact fluorescent bulb is warm but not hot. Incandescent bulb, compact fluorescent bulb. If the purpose of both bulbs is to transform electrical energy into light energy, in your answer document, explain which bulb is more efficient and why. Moving on to the last page. Number 40. Which of the following processes is responsible for changing liquid water into water vapor? Liquid water into water vapor. A. Photosynthesis. B. Condensation. C. Evaporation. Or D. Precipitation. Number 41. The diagram below shows a mixture, salt water. Which of the following pieces of equipment should be used to separate this mixture? A. A magnet. B. A balance. C. A funnel. Or D. A hot plate. Which of the following pieces of equipment should be used to separate this mixture? And last, number 42. On the Earth's surface, there is one primary driver of all Earth systems. It powers the weather, the ocean currents, the life itself, both directly and indirectly. What is this power source? A. The sun. B. The magnetic field. C. The Earth's molten core. Or D. Electricity. On the Earth's surface, there is one primary driver of all Earth systems. What is that power source? Alright, if you need me to read anything else, just raise your hand and I'll come on over and read something. If you want to rewind and go back over, you definitely can do that. Look over your work